What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another day in hell in America. Um, Government shutdown is coming to an end. Um, 8 Democrats sided with the Republicans, and to a degree, I get why they did it, but I can also understand why a lot of people are upset. Still a lot of uncertainty regarding our health insurance. Um, but now people can actually get paid for working, all the air traffic controllers. They can try to somewhat get back to, I guess, what you call normal. Um, Keep in mind, this is the third shutdown under Donald Trump, and probably the longest one in American history. But he's a great leader. Yeah, whatever. Um, like I do in every podcast, I just want to thank everyone that has taken the time to give a like, listen, follow. Appreciate that. Today's episode is called You, and I'm really directing this to the MAGA nation. I think it's time that wake up, face the truth, even though it hurts, um, and free yourself from this cult that you're in, because ultimately it is a cult, and realize that Donald Trump does not give a rat's ass about you. Um, While people are starving, he's throwing lavish balls and for the his cronies and his administration and the ultra rich. Um, while federal workers are standing in lines for food banks because he doesn't care about you. Never did, never will. Um, you know, SNAP benefits were being frozen, and federal judges said it's unlawful, and now he's trying to appeal that because again, does not care about you. Never did, never will. Um, these ACA subsidies are probably going to come to an end, and premiums for skyrocket. Premiums are going to skyrocket. Again, doesn't care. You know, never will. Um, he only cares about the rich. When he says "Make America Great Again," he's not talking about rural America, urban America, the heartland of America. He's only talking about corporate America. He literally wants to privatize everything. And if you don't believe me, look at the Department of Education. He wants to defund that because when the public school system fails, the private school system exceeds abundantly and makes a lot of money. And those people who can't afford to send their kids to private school, well, guess what? You can work at Amazon or Walmart or work in the fields because, that'll be the new slave labor. The people that, autism, dyslexia, any handicaps that can't afford a decent education because that's the way he thinks. Again, doesn't care about you, and he never will care about you. And it's time that you face reality. It's a pay for play for him. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And again, you could look at examples. He pardons CZ, that Chinese founder of Binance, who helped launder money for like Hamas and other terrorist groups. And then he turns around and he helps for the purchase of $2 billion for the cryptocurrency that is run by, guess who? Donald Trump's children. Again, doesn't care about you, never will. Um, he is butthurt over the recent elections where the Democrats had a blue wave and just swept everything. Proposition 50 in California passed. Zohran Mamdani was elected to be the mayor of New York. He calls him a communist because, even though he's a social democrat, he wants to redistribute the wealth from the rich and make a better life for the middle and lower class so they can actually afford to live in New York City. But ironically, Donald Trump believes in the same things, or unknowingly believes in the same things. He wants to redistribute wealth from tariffs and give it to people making under $100,000, even though it's not feasible. The estimated amount of money raised by tariffs is going to be about $215 billion supposedly. But to give everyone a $2,000 check that makes under $100,000 is going to cost about $300 billion. So I don't know how he's funding that. He's going to probably put us into further debt. But even though he's a great businessman, again, he doesn't care. When he got on the podium during the campaign and said he was going to fight for you, he didn't mean you, rural, middle class, low income, middle income America. He meant he'll fight for you if you donate a lot of money to his campaign. He'll fight for you if you enrich his meme coin or give money again to his son's cryptocurrency. He'll fight for you if you storm the Capitol and, disrupt democracy in the way that we've always governed, a peaceful transition of power. He'll fight for you if you hide any incriminating evidence that will get him indicted and thrown in jail or impeached again. That's who he's fighting for. His cronies like Bezos and Zuckerberg, but not you, middle, regular, everyday America, because you don't matter to him. You never did, you never will, and stop thinking that you're one of them. Listen, I get this facade. You want to be rich, you want to fit in, you want to be included, you want to be accepted, but you're never going to be. I don't care how much that you follow him, wear his merch, wear the red hat, protest. You don't add up to a hill of beans in his eyes. He swindled you to get your vote. He used you, played you, and now you're suffering because your life's not any better than it was under Biden. I don't care how you measure it, how you look at it, how you spin it, what you regurgitate from Fox News. It's not. In fact, it's worse. And it's time that you woke up and smelled the coffee and get out of it and stop drinking the Kool-Aid. I mean, it couldn't be any more evident. Ray Charles can see that, and he's blind and dead. You do not matter to him. He doesn't care if you go hungry for lack of food. He doesn't care if you get sick because you don't have health insurance. He doesn't care if you lose your house, which is another thing. He's proposing a 50-year mortgage. Really? And everyone's like, well, it gives me more time to pay off the house. Most likely, you will never own that house. He's just trying to enrich the corporate lenders who give you the money for the loan. And even if you could afford to buy off that house, you're going to be paying 2 to 3 times more than what the house is worth. It makes no sense. Again, he doesn't care about you. He cares about anyone that can make him rich, anyone that blows smoke up his ass. That's all he's ever cared about, and that's all he's always been. And the fact that many of you are so enamored by this dude, I don't get it. Like, you want to be him so bad, but you'll never be him. And all you do is enriching him and hurting yourselves and the people around you and people that are in your family. You worship these billionaires who don't even pay a living wage and then make you to be a scapegoat because you're on social benefits. Meanwhile, they're getting handouts from the government. Doesn't make any sense. Health insurance. They get government subsidies and then charge you an arm and a leg and then deny you services that you need. When are you going to wake up, raise against the machine, fight the power, and stand up for yourselves and realize that you deserve better? A lot of these people in rural areas who are against socialism, maybe if you had a little socialism, you'd be able to pull yourself up literally by your bootstraps. You know what they say. Because you'd be able to afford a living wage and not have to pay an arm and a leg for health insurance and not need food stamps. But again, that's just me being honest. I'll get off my soapbox and stop preaching. Well, hope to catch you all on the flip side. Have a good day. Stay strong and fight the power.